feeling great today, Millie. Thanks for asking. 5 out of 5.
Jabraylin, how you feeling today?
Not so good, Jacob.
All right, Jabraylin, have a good one.
This project was to figure out what various factors impact the confidence of our test subjects. We were interested in testing this issue because we think that Portland is generally a city of equality among genders, and we wanted to see if the tests we conduct match up with how we perceive Portland to be.
Also, we created a survey that included a random sample of 130 male, female, and non-binary subjects, whose ages ranged from 15 to 84.
We included elements like gender and how they perceive themselves on a wide spectrum of aspects, like where they think their weight, height, physical attractiveness, and intelligence weigh on a scale from 1 to 5. Having very low be 1, 3 average, and 5 very high.
And we wanted to start off by finding what we thought was the most simple explanation to why confidence would vary, and that's gender. Before performing our own test, we consulted findings found in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. A study they conducted showed that men have higher confidence level and self-esteem than women worldwide. They confirmed that the so-called confidence gap is real and it exists in all 48 countries the authors studied. When asked to rate the truth of the statement, "I see myself as someone who has high self-esteem," men consistently outrated women.
After seeing the results of the study, we decided to perform a 2-sample z-test for means comparing male and female confidence. We set our null hypothesis to be mu1 equals mu2, and our alternative hypothesis to be mu1 is not equal to mu2. And we put our claim in the alternative because we believed that we would find mean confidence of males and females to be different in our study as well. We started by finding out the average confidence for males and females using an alpha of 0.05 and an n of 128. We did not include non-binary subjects in this because we were comparing the confidence of boys and girls. We discovered that the average male confidence was 3.3158 and the females was 3.114 out of a scale from 1 to 5, 5 being most confident, 1 being least confident. Using Excel Minor on Google Sheets, we conducted a 2-sample z-test for means, which showed us that the two-tailed tests, our critical values are 1.6448 and 1.9591. Our z-value was negative 1.5105. This lied outside the shaded region and failed to reject the null hypothesis because of this. Since our claim was in the alternative, we found that there was not enough evidence to support the claim that there is a difference between average male and female confidence.
After seeing these results, we performed a 2-sample z-test for means. We set our null hypothesis to be mean 1 equals mean 2, and our alternative hypothesis to be mean 1 does not equal mean 2. Putting our claim in the alternative because we believed that the mean confidence of the males and females in our study would mirror those in the worldwide study and be different.
We started by finding out the average confidence for males and females using an alpha of 0.05 and an n of 128, not including those who identified as non-binary, since the test was between only boys and girls. We discovered that the average male confidence was 3.3158 and female was 3.114 out of a scale from 1 to 5, 5 being very high above average.
Since our claim was in the alternate hypothesis, we found that there is not enough evidence to support the claim that, according to our data, there is a difference between the average male and female confidence.
For our second test, we conducted a multiple regression test to see how one's overall confidence is impacted by their perceived physical attractiveness and intelligence. Using Excel Minor and Google Sheets, we created an ANOVA table that stated our regression statistics. Through the table, we found an R value of 0.4196. Due to this, we can suggest that there's a weak moderate strength between one's perceived physical attractiveness, their perceived academic intelligence, and their overall confidence. We verified this R value with an F test. Our p-value was 0.000005, which is less than our alpha of 0.05, therefore verifying that our R is significant. Additionally, we created a regression equation by using the intercept and x and y intercepts of our variables. Since in this test, confidence was the dependent and intelligence and attractiveness was the independent variables, we created the equation y prime confidence equals 1.0808 plus 0.3784 physical attractiveness plus 0.2512 intelligence. So for example, if we want to see if attractiveness or intelligence had a greater impact on confidence, we could plug in a 5 for one category and a 1 in for the other to see which one resulted in a greater overall confidence. To try this out, confidence equals 1.0808 plus 0.3784 parentheses 5 plus 0.2512 parentheses 1. The confidence would equal 3.224 when physical attractiveness is very high and intelligence is very low. On the other hand, if confidence equals 1.0808 plus 0.3784 parentheses 1 and 0.212 parentheses 5, confidence would equal 2.7152 when intelligence is very high and physical attractiveness is very low. With this, it is safe to assume that if physical attractiveness goes up and intelligence goes down, confidence will raise higher. And when intelligence gets higher and physical attractiveness goes down, so will that person's confidence. For our final test, we wanted to see how someone's perceived weight affected how attractive they believe they are. Using Excel Minor again, we ran a simple linear regression test using our attractiveness data as the y or dependent variable and the weight as the x or independent variable. We came up with the equation y1 attractiveness equals 3.8354 minus 0.1886 weight. With an R value of 0.1968, we can suggest that there is a very weak correlation between weight and attractiveness. We verified this R value with an F test. Our p-value was 0.0248, which is less than our alpha of 0.05, therefore verifying that our R is significant. This explains that as weight goes up, how attractive someone thinks they are will decrease. This makes sense, especially when it comes to high schoolers. A survey done in the body image in adolescent and cross-cultural research, 70% of normal weight girls in high school feel fat or on a diet. This could explain why many of our test subjects who happen to be in high school associate a higher body weight with a lower attractiveness and vice versa. As you can see in the third test, we've rejected HO. That concludes the 3 tests we ran, and next up is the possible errors followed by our conclusion.
Nothing in statistics can be perfect, including our tests. We encountered many possible biases in our study, starting with a voluntary bias. We posted the survey on Facebook, and most of the respondents were people who knew Millie, and it's also convenience because everyone who responded chose to do so.
Another factor that could have impacted our study is the difference in men and women who took it. We received data from 89 women, 38 men, and 3 non-binary people. It is highly probable that our data was skewed due to the fact that we had nearly double the amount of female responses over male responses.
Some other underlying factors that would influence our variables in our tests are height and weight, as an example. Someone who's 6'5" could say they are above average height and weight, but that doesn't necessarily mean they are overweight. It just means they consider themselves to be above average compared to the norm, but it's really the height that's influencing this.
In conclusion, we are generally surprised by our results. After consulting the worldwide study conducted by Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, we expected male confidence to be much higher than women's. However, it ended up being only a fraction of a point higher.
Our second test discovered that physical attractiveness is more influential of a factor in determining overall confidence than intelligence is. We were not surprised by this results because of how superficial our society is and how a lot of emphasis is placed on physical attractiveness.
Our third test revealed that as weight goes up, physical attractiveness will go down. However, the two had a weak correlation, which suggests that they aren't very strongly related. This could be due to other various factors like height and age that can affect someone's weight, but not necessarily how attractive they think they are.